Hi, students. This is Dr. Madewell from Southeastern Oklahoma State University, and I'm here to explain to you how to sort data. And we're going to talk about how to sort data in Excel. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. And I'd like for you to open Blackboard. And what I want you to do is locate the data set. We're going to scroll down to the DAP, Dataset and Supporting Articles link, and we're going to open up the XLSX file, which includes the data, our data set. All right, my computer's a little slow today. And what I want you to do when you maximize this Excel file on your screen, I would like for you to go to the scroll bar along the right-hand side of your screen, scroll all the way to the top. I'm going to move my face out of the way here. And what I want you to do is to focus on our age variable. At Southeastern Oklahoma State University and many other universities, we mandate that students must be 18 years of age or older to participate in research. And that's not only our rule, that's a national rule. The idea is that when you're 18, you no longer need your parents' consent. So most researchers at the university level design research studies that are interested in those that are 18 years of age or older. If a student is under the age of 18, we would need to ask their parents to give consent. So that person would need to complete 2 consent forms. Their parent would need to give consent, their parent or guardian, and also then the student who is 17, 16, 15 years of age would also need to give consent that they agree to volunteer for our research study without any undue coercion. And that's mandated by our institutional review board at the university. This research study was designed for those who are in emerging adulthood, and we restricted our sample to those that are 18 to 25 years of age, as during emerging adulthood, there's a lot of extra stress. You're trying to figure out who you are. Maybe it's the first time you've lived on your own. Maybe you're trying to figure out your religious interests, your political beliefs. Who are you? What's your identity? What does it mean now that you have to cook and clean for yourself and begin adulting? It's a very stressful time, and everyone's interested in what's your major? What are you going to do with the rest of your life? And not all of us know right out the gate, and so we're interested in understanding the stress and trauma of being an emerging adult. In this data set, we want to clean and code our data set before we want to run too many analyses. And you might say that as a 17, a 16-year-old who's a concurrent student, maybe in high school or maybe just graduated early, if they're enrolled in courses at the university, they probably need to participate in research so they get an understanding of what research is all about. So let's say they need to participate in studies that are posted on a participant pool. At our university, we use SONA systems. Well, let's say that they're almost 18 and they say, oh, I'm going to go ahead and participate in some research studies because I need my points, or I want my points and I want to learn about research. Does that make that student a bad person for going ahead and participating in a study that they know that they should not participate in? No, but as the researcher, to be an ethical researcher, we need to remove anyone who doesn't fit within our age criteria, especially if they're under the age of 18, because we do not ethically have their consent from their parents. So we want to sort our data set to see if we have anybody that's under the age of 18. Our first way of doing that, we could just scroll through the data set, and possibly make errors. But what we want to do today is use the sort feature in Excel. click on the column header, not our label, the column header. In this instance, it's DE. From the home toolbar on the top of Excel, we want to click on Sort. And you could do smallest to largest or largest to smallest, either way. Please watch this video and rewind it as needed if I'm going too fast. Let's go ahead and do smallest to largest. And we get this warning. It says Microsoft Excel found data next to your selection. Since you have not selected this data, it will not be sorted. What do you want to do? Do you want to expand the selection? That means that if you sort all of these ages, they would also sort all of the information affiliated with each age. We want to do that. We don't want to mess up our data set and have invalid data by sorting just this column. We want to make sure if this is Justin's age, we want to keep his age with his data. So let's go ahead and say, yes, we want to expand the selection. Please sort, focusing on age, but keep their age connected with everyone's data. Go ahead and hit OK. And look, we have a couple 17-year-olds that we would need to remove from the data set. I would recommend removing these students from the data set because we do not have approval from our institution to include 17-year-olds, nor do we have parental consent. Therefore, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 students that we would need to remove from our data set. The quick and easy way would be to now, instead of a column header, let's click on the row header, click and hold our left mouse button on 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. With them highlighted, release the left click and right click and delete. We want to kick them out of our study because we don't want to accidentally include 17-year-olds if we don't have the access to use them or the approval to use them. So let's scroll all the way down. We had 451 participants. Now we have removed a few, 6 participants. And so now we have data going down to row 446. We remember our very first row is our variable labels, so that means our data set now has 445 people. Let's go ahead and save our data set. And save it in a name that includes 445 people so you don't accidentally include or run an analysis on those 17-year-olds. You can sort using any of our variables from the list above. I'm going to go ahead and end my video because my computer's locking up, freezing up a little bit, taking a little too much time to save the file. But go ahead and save the file, and instead of having 451 in the title, I would put 445. So that way you ensure whenever you do any of your data analysis throughout the rest of the semester, you don't accidentally include those 17-year-olds. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you'll come visit me in office hours. Thank you.